You were the king of the world. You didn't just trade stocks, you traded dreams. The market was a ladder to the stars, and you were at the very top. You breathed the scent of expensive tobacco and the electric hum of greed. To Wall Street, you are a god, but even gods can fall. Welcome to the crash, 7 days to lose a fortune and a lifetime to remember it. This is the death of the American dream. In 6 hours, the world evaporated. The numbers on the ticker didn't just drop, they vanished. You watched $1 billion turn into paper scrap. Wealth is an illusion, and the illusion just shattered. Your firm, your name, your life, all tied to a market that no longer exists.
Fact. Everyone was buying on margin, using money they didn't have. When the price fell, the debt became a noose around the nation's neck.
The stories began within hours. Men who shared lunch with you yesterday were choosing the window over the shame. The air was thick with despair. You didn't just lose money. You lost people. You looked into the eyes of loyal men and told them they couldn't feed their families tomorrow. Poverty doesn't care about your resume. Yesterday's millionaire is today's hungry ghost, standing in the same mud as the man he once ignored. You sold your history to buy a future. One by one, the symbols of your success, the watch, the ring, the car, became the price of survival. Orindi, you moved from a penthouse to a shack. The city you built now mocks you with its empty towers and cold, silent streets. You trusted the banks, but the banks were empty. The life savings of a nation were gone, swallowed by a system that was built on air. As if the money wasn't enough, the earth itself rebelled. The sky turned black with the topsoil of a dying nation. There was nowhere to hide.
Fact. When the rich stopped spending, the poor stopped working. The economy didn't just break, it stopped breathing entirely.
You learned that luxury was a mask. Without the gold and the suits, you were just a man trying to keep his family's heart beating in the dark. It wasn't just New York. The whole world was a house of cards, and you were just one of the cards that fell first. You read about the world's end while you lived it. The news was your only blanket, and the stone was your only pillow. You traded your desk for a shovel. You found a new kind of pride, not in numbers on a screen, but in the sweat of your brow and the strength of your back. Finally, a hand reached out. Not a hand of charity, but a hand of work. The nation began to breathe again, and you breathed with it. You realized that the market was a game, but life was the reality. You lost your fortune, but you found your humanity in the ruins of your empire. While you gambled with millions, she saved the pennies. Those small copper coins became the foundation of a life you never thought possible.
Fact. The world was tied to gold, making it impossible to print the money needed to save the people. The system was its own prison.
For the first time, the leader spoke to you in your living room. He told you that the only thing to fear was fear itself. You started to believe him. You didn't go back to the towers. You built something real, something you could touch. You were no longer a king, but you were a man of the people. You survived what others couldn't. The fire took the paper, but it couldn't take the memory of those who were lost in the crash. The world changed. Rules were written in the ink of your failure, so that no one would ever have to fall as far as you did. You lived through the greatest fall in history. You saw the top and the bottom, and you realized the middle was where the real living happened. The machines that broke the world are now just curiosities. The noise of 1929 is a faint echo in the halls of history. You look back and see a life redefined. You aren't the man who lost everything. You are the man who found out what he was made of. When the world breaks, do you break with it, or do you build something new? Comment rise or fall. Varysia Universe.